Enoch. Let's take a look at this. I like the simplicity of your color palette. And I'm hoping this is your image. It's strong. This is a little hard to read, but because it's overlapping, maybe one would be a little grayer. Maybe the O, so that it doesn't overlap so much. Okay, the background image that you have there can come out. The way to do that is to go into the Wix toolbar, and in your, you'll find the letter A with the color drop. If you go into that, you'll be able to select the background and make it a solid color, make it white, it should disappear. Sometimes you can do it just by selecting it and then changing the background to a solid white, but that will make it go away for you. Okay, let's get rid of the CV. It's probably a placeholder. And you can just have a list of selected clients, just a few is sufficient. And you're linked up, so that's great. Nice photo, and just the right amount of content. Okay. While this looks good, it's taking up quite a bit of space. It's rather deep, you know, for your header, and your work is all the way down here. So consider, you know, moving it maybe, or making it a little smaller. Okay. Let's have the same amount of spacing. So you need a little headroom or a little spacing between your asset descriptions and your video. Just a little air in here, a little above and below. You probably don't, you do say that I've produced, so that's good. If you mean that you were the producer, you were also these other things. I don't see producer up here, and I think what you meant that, you know, you developed those, but by putting it here, it seems like it's work that you've been the producer on. So I don't think you need this here, and I think you'll be able to get into your work quicker that way. Okay, good. You changed that font from the template, so it's much easier to read. All right, well done. Let's take a look at the mobile. Yeah. Nice. I think you need a little more space here, maybe a little more headroom or a little more space above your name, perhaps. It could be that this isn't the same size on yours. I'm not sure, but today my font's been enlarging for some reason, and I've been checking into seeing if that's the case. So if yours doesn't look quite like that, just let me know. I think in this situation I would take the period out since they're not side by side. Be mindful of any kind of wrapping and line breaks here. So you'll want to make sure that didn't happen on your end. A comma usually goes after, a space usually goes after a comma. Okay, so we change color here. We change weight right here. So we want that to be consistent. And make sure that that line break isn't there. All right. Nice work. Nice work. Not a lot of adjustments to be made. Good work. Look forward to seeing the finish. Okay. So Jimmy, I think I know which template you're using here, but we need to take out some of this space so that we can get to your work a little quicker. Okay. This would be better perhaps in your about, and this could be in your navigation, in your header somewhere, and what you do, or at least bring it up. And then this is a little large. It's a little dark on that color. And try to stick with 2 font styles, even if they're the same font. If one's going to go italic or one's going to go bold, try to stick with 2. That image may need to be optimized a little bit. The file may be just a little big. You just want the smallest file with still the best resolution so that it refreshes quickly. Great job there. Okay, nice. Make sure that's a Google number or something. It's a nice image and it's a nice layout. That was a really good layout. All right, good job. Nice and clean. Now this page matches your navigation colors. The others, this one, I know that it does because of these, and later, it becomes more evident. But right here, a little less so. So I think the sooner you get into your work, the better all the way around, right? Make sure that you submit your Get Feedback link to the assignment feedback so that I can give you some credit for your mobile version. Okay, Rick. Good. Let's move your service, your tagline up here for what you do. Okay. So let's take out this space for sure. Okay, close up this space a little bit. Make sure this column has enough width to contain everything. This is the placeholder number, so make sure that comes out. Make sure you add a social media link, at least to LinkedIn. Okay. All right. So let's remove this. And apparently there's a word there, so watch out for that. Okay. Delete that if you're not using it. The testimonials, we're reading this left to right, so these aren't links somewhere. So I would remove that because this isn't talking about, it's not a testimonial, all right? It's not a client giving you positive feedback. Let's close all this. Yeah, let's just have this. All right, so remove all of that. And if you have what you do up here, it will still be there. You have featured work on every page. That's where I would put instead your, what you do up here, your name and what you do. Otherwise it feels like a specific page, your portfolio page, and it's not. So take all this space out. You'll remove that. And these are images. That's a video. You'll need, okay, you have some information here. A little more context for your content here. And bring all this up. If there's nothing here, take that out and take this out. Okay. Make sure the user has the opportunity to turn the audio on or off rather than having it automatically play if you can in that particular gallery. All right. Okay, so make sure you submit your Get Feedback link. If you're not sure how to find it, it's in the resources of that assignment, all right? Okay. All right, Josh, colorful, I like that. I was attracted to the font, a little space here maybe, a little padding on the left. This is the template, and it doesn't really go with your vibe here, so I would look at something else to put up here, another font, maybe this one. Okay. Let's see. Again, you're going to want to remove that background. Go to Wix, and on the left, your icon that is the letter A with the color drop. You can select that, and you'll have a chance to change the background. Make the background solid white color, and it should disappear for you. Okay. A little tight on the lining, but okay, so curious what happens when I select this. Okay. We're going away from your site to another site, and I can see parts of it at least carry your brand over, but it's also a little confusing because it is a totally separate site. So I am going to suggest you find a way to streamline those two. Okay, so this is for your cinematography, and that's cool. And it's possible that you need two websites because you have separate skill sets that don't go on, one that can't go on one, and that's great if you're separating them. Photographer and cinematographer. And this button is a little dated with the gradation, so make sure that we can read it. Probably I would put this at the bottom of your of this somewhere, and make sure that link isn't broken. This is all bolded, but this This is not. So you want to be consistent there. This is italic. This one isn't. Yeah, so just make sure you're consistent with that. And this is seemingly smaller than any of these texts. Watch your spelling. Okay. So go through with a fine-tooth comb, and I think you've got a great start. I would choose a font up here for your navigation that blends in a little better with your particular theme and your brand. And then let's move that web link. I do like how this feels. So you would want to move this into this or vice versa. Okay. Okay. And let's move the contact to the end of the navigation. And I saw you have an Instagram. So if that's a professional account, go ahead and put that in, all right? Okay, so it's really just tying together some of the work that you put in. Right? Do submit your get feedback links so we can look at your mobile and give you those points, all right? Good job. I like the color that you're using, for sure. Just need a little, make your navigation exactly the same font, all that sort of stuff if you're going to do that. Yeah, put that at the end. All right. So, Kaylee. Nice. Okay. Everything is so short here, I'd almost put ads and infomercials, just because these are the way they're written. Okay, you have packages. I'll close this space up a little bit. Here we would need to have a form probably, or some sort of immediate contact info there if you're requesting a quote. Okay, so yeah, you have a call to action that sends us there, but we don't have anything. Let's see. Or is it sending us there? All right, so it seems like you want it to land here. And so you would move the, if you have an anchor line, you would move that up to the section where you want it to land. It's a little empty here. It's possible you could take a couple lines out. Okay. If this is a title, then the heading needs to be larger than the rest of the content, right? Like this is larger than that, so that would be much larger. Adorable work. A lot of space there. Here the longer version works. Probably close a little bit of space there. A lot of white space here. If there's a way to condense this just a little, or move